Welcome to another episode of the Hot
Seat
Pod, brought to you by the Run the Play Network.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network, baby. I'm Anthony. To my right, I got the number one Broncos fan under the sun, Wilson.
Okay, it's Wang. Number one Broncos fan here, and today we got our top 3 underrated players.
Yeah.
In the NFL.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some guys that are not mentioned as much as they should be in this league.
That's true. That's how you went with underrated? It's kind of a broad term. My definition of underrated, just to get this out there, is like dudes you probably know, but either you don't put them in the, like, everyone got them a tier under where I think they are, or like I don't know. Not like undermentioned, but more like underrated.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Okay. No. I mean, I have a couple guys on this list that are very known, but they're not talked about how they should be.
Okay.
I do have one guy that you maybe know, may not know.
Okay.
So I kind of like
overshown.
Yeah, overshown. So my list is a little bit all around. So it's gonna be nice to kind of talk about these guys. I'm excited to hear what you have.
What you could kick it off though, bro. You go ahead. Let me hear your first underrated player.
Well, I do have an honorable mention first.
Okay.
And this is a guy that was on your team before actually, and that's Blake Cashman.
He's decent.
Dude, he's solid.
Where's he at now?
He's in Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, no, he signed a deal over there this season. And the thing with this is people always talk about Andrew Van Ginkel. Just
it's a stupid ass name.
It's such a funny last name. They only talk about him because of like his stats mostly, but he wouldn't be like what he is now without Blake Cashman because that duo is like so electric. And they make themselves, they value each other.
Elevate.
Yeah, elevate each other exactly. He has great ability to like read quarterbacks. Blake Cashman. He also mirrors the offense a lot. And he's arguably, a top 5 off-ball linebacker.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, he was decent. He was definitely good for us, honestly. He was a dog. He has like hit power with the coverage. Like, he kind of does it all as a good linebacker.
For sure, yeah. And the way to, like, his ability to, like, move his feet, too, and, like, just to follow the running back is just, like, amazing, man.
Yeah, I would definitely qualify that as underrated. I went all skill positions.
Okay.
I
went all defensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting the best of both worlds here.
All right.
I'll kick off with my first guy. I'm going to hit it with a bang to start off. My first underrated player, and I know everyone knows this guy. Everyone loves this guy. But I think as far as rating goes, I would put this guy in Jalen Hurts' tier.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield.
I like that.
Baker Mayfield, everyone like loves him, but I feel like they don't respect how great he actually is. I know he had not the best week this week versus the Buccaneers, but he just does it all. And this season, he really didn't have much with Mike Evans going down, Godwin going down. They like had to figure out the backfield because Rachaad White wasn't playing all that special. When healthy, this team is a contender because of Bake. The same way that when healthy, the team was a contender with Brady. Like, I legitimately believe in this roster so much. Maybe their defensive side could get a little better, but we saw them put up 40 points against arguably the best defense in the NFL, and a lot of that was because Baker Mayfield went berserk.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like also like you got to know that Chris Godwin went down as well, so he's playing without one of his best skill position players on his team. So yeah, it's just crazy how his career just got revived in Tampa Bay.
Yeah,
and it's great to see him be like what he is now.
He's a franchise quarterback
for sure.
They shouldn't think about adding someone else anytime soon.
No, I would totally agree with that. With my first guy, I'm gonna go with someone that maybe you don't like. He's on the Bengals, and a lot of people honestly shit on him a lot, just because of some of his bad weeks, and that's Cam Taylor-Britt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
I think this guy, and I did a lot of research actually. I think this guy's the second best player on that defense, and he's
over Hubbard.
Wait.
Because Trey Hendrickson's number 1, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Wait, I think I put something wrong real quick. Actually, no, I'm gonna restart. Yeah, no. I think this guy is the second best player on that defense, behind Trey Hendrickson.
So you think he's better than Sam Hubbard?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I think
okay.
so. Yeah, I think he's the best defensive back on that team. I know they have Geno Stone as well, who's been kind of nice, but he's currently third on pass deflected, so he has 15 right now.
Okay.
So he's on the list with Denzel Ward with 19, your boy Stingley with 18, and then it goes Brian Batch with 14, and then Marlon Humphrey with 13. So he's up there with like top tier guys that have been elite. He also has 3 picks on the season, 1 return from a touchdown.
Okay.
So I think he's had his bad weeks here and there, but cornerback is probably the hardest position in football. And it's as expected. He's grown a lot throughout the season and improved well, but you're gonna have these like games here and there where you give up, touchdowns, yards.
And that's not all on him either.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's 2 halves to the field.
Yeah.
And Cam Taylor-Britt's on one of them, and I don't even know who the other dude is on the other side of the field.
I think like Mike Hilton or something.
So, I mean, that secondary was very bad, bro.
It's still a bad defense. Don't get me wrong, but I think people kind of need like respect Cam Taylor-Britt a little bit more.
I'm not on that trend because it's like if they get lit up every week. Like, when you say underrated, like, where do you think he is as a corner in the NFL?
I don't think he's like a top tier corner, but I think a lot of people shit on him just because the Bengals defense is pretty bad. Obviously, they still need a lot more room to improve, but I think if you put like the right pieces around him as well, like the ceiling is there for him to be elite.
So you're saying he's good, not bad, and everyone thinks he's bad. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm with that. My next guy is actually playing on Christmas Day. And before we get to that, if you want to bet on some Christmas Day games, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Man, okay, LeBron hit my parlay. Let's get it.
Oh, shit, he hit it?
Yeah, bro. Look at this.
I won $200. I tailed your parlay.
How the heck did you win $200?
I used Boom Fantasy. I used their pick and spin, spun the wheel, got 10 times my money.
Bro, you got to hook me up.
If you use code RTP, you could get a risk-free bet up to $100. Let's get back to the video. My Christmas Day stud is Mark Andrews. I hinted at a lot of these guys last video, but Mark Andrews is a dude that I feel like had a very slow start to the season and has really ramped up, and no one's really talking about the ramp up that he's having because he is playing very great. He's on pace to have the most touchdowns he's ever had in a season after having such a slow start where the first 4 weeks he was pretty much a 0, and he's top 10 in yards for a tight end as well. He's always been great, and it's like, yeah, let's celebrate Brock Bowers and Trey McBride, but let's also not forget about like how good Mark Andrews has been, because like Isaiah Likely before the season or the start of the season had a lot of hype, and now like Andrews has completely knocked him out of the rotation. And not rotation, but he's kind of taken all his targets.
Yeah. No, Mark Andrews, honestly, he's like kind of came alive. The mid-season. I know at the beginning of the season, I wasn't really rocking with him.
He was terrible.
Yeah, but he's really found himself, him like way back into this offense. And like you said, he's been Lamar's compliment for like his like whole career, and I think he's really just shown that that he's still got it.
And it's
at his position.
It's a lot harder to do what he did because it's like he wasn't off the field, but he wasn't really taking pass catching snaps. Working your way back into being a primary target is a lot harder than like being the primary target and losing your job, because like you still have years of trust. He kind of lost that to start the year and then had to rebuild that entirely. And that's just so tough to do. And then to do all that and still have one of his best seasons of his career is pretty impressive.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Yeah. So, who's your final underrated D?
So I have 2 more. The first, Blake Cashman, he's my honorable mention.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
So with my second guy, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick a guy that's very known, but not a lot of people talk about him, which is kind of crazy. Stingley. And that's Cameron Hayward.
Really?
Cam Hayward from the Steelers.
Current Cam Hayward is underrated?
very underrated.
Talk about it.
So right now he has 8 passes deflected as a lineman. Okay,
That's insane.
you know, he puts himself as the first non-defensive back on the list after 42 guys. So he has more passes deflected than people like Justin Reed, Jalen Petrie, Riley Moss, Kyle Hamilton.
That's pretty insane.
Pretty insane. So
Probably
you know,
just off of screens.
you know, he gets his hands up, and you know, he also has 8 sacks, which is tied at 16 with 8 other guys. So it's probably like, you know, he's pretty much in 8th place, honestly.
Yeah.
Mind you, he's 35 years old. You know, so that puts him as the 5th oldest defensive player
Really?
in the league right now. You think you can name the 4 others?
Older than him? I was gonna say that seems Cam Jordan. Is he older than him?
No.
Are they all like ends or like pass rushers?
They're all ends, yeah. They're all linemen. One guy's on your team.
One guy's on my team. What? And he's an end?
Mm-hmm.
And he's good? Like a name?
He was good before, but not as good anymore.
JJ Watt? No. I was thinking like Daniel Hunter and Will Anderson.
I think he's currently injured right now.
I don't know if I got this in the bag. Can I get some other teams?
So you got a Eagles player, you got a Falcons player.
Brandon Graham.
Yep. He's 36. So
Calais Campbell.
yeah, he's the oldest, 38.
Okay.
You got 2 more guys. This guy, I think this guy's on the Cowboys.
On the
Check.
Cowboys.
But he was very known, I think on Madden actually. Yeah, he's on the Cowboys.
Known for what team?
On the Vikings. On Madden.
On the Vikings on Madden? What?
He had a funny name.
And on the Vikings pass rusher?
Big guy.
Old, big guy. Like a D end or a D tackle?
Tackle, I think.
Dude, I don't fucking know. Who's the last guy?
On your team?
Oh, it's just a Vikings dude and the dude on our team?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I don't know. Tell me.
So the Vikings guy is Linval Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a Madden guy.
Yeah, and then your guy is Jerry Hughes.
Oh, he's that old?
36.
Dude, I don't know why. I thought Jerry Hughes was young.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna be that old either, but yeah, I searched him up and he's 36 as well.
What?
So that's the top 4, and then 5 is Cameron Hayward at 35 years old.
That's crazy. That
Yeah.
really fucked me up.
Yeah. No. Yeah, no. If you don't know he's that old, then yeah, for sure you wouldn't get that.
Because I was like, last season we had Will Anderson, Jonathan Grenard, and Jerry Hughes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we got some young pass rushers. We got a nice young pass rush core.
Yeah. Nah, Jerry O's, you know, he's getting there for sure. But yeah, going back to Cam Hayward, you know, the Steelers are 10-5, and I don't think they wouldn't be the record that they would be without Cam Hayward, honestly. Like,
Really?
He's really, like, you know, elevated everyone else on that team. You know, has complimented TJ Watt. So I think people need to talk about him more. You know,
Yeah,
especially show him respect for a guy that's 35 years old and still doing all this.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, with what you said, he's having a masterclass of a season for a 35-year-old. You know, especially that Jerry Hughes thing fucked me up. Oh my God. That's got me fucked up. But yeah, that is pretty crazy. My last guy, another dude I hinted at last episode. Could you guess him? Do you think?
Last episode, what position?
Receiver?
Not Judy.
Nah. This guy is a rookie. Any idea now? And I think he should be in the conversation for like, maybe not an elite receiver, but he's definitely like a top 15 receiver as a rookie.
Keon Coleman.
No.
Xavier Worthy.
No quarterback play. He's top 5.
Xavier Leggett.
No. I said his name last episode. Top 5 in fantasy points for receivers.
Oh man, I'm blanking. Brian Thomas.
It's Brian
Oh,
Thomas.
let's go.
Brian Thomas to me, I think is like a top 15, top 20. I don't have my list,
Yeah.
but I think he's been one of the best receivers in the NFL, considering that he's playing with Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence, who wasn't amazing this season. It's all the talk about like Malik Neighbors to start the year, Marvin Harrison, and Brian Thomas to me has shown me enough where I'm okay putting him as the best receiver in this class. You know, like I think Maybe Marvin Harrison needs more time. Maybe Malik Neighbors needs more time. But Brian Thomas also, I think, is going to develop into like a real monster at receiver, bro.
Yeah.
I think he might be the most underrated player in the NFL, considering that like when people talk about him, it's like, yeah, he's a good rookie. Like, no, this dude is a fucking monster, and he's a rookie.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy because, like, he's played with, like, Mac Jones, like, pretty much his half the season.
And he's killing with Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He's making Mac Jones look better than Trevor Lawrence, dude.
Yeah, so we mentioned in our past video, Week 17 predictions. If you haven't watched that, go take a look. But Brian Thomas is currently number 6, right behind JSN. So JSN has 1,089 yards. Brian Thomas has 1,088.
And one's playing with fucking Mac Jones.
Exactly. So
I know you don't like Geno, but
yeah. No, I mean Geno's better than Mac. That's for sure.
There you go.
So, but yeah, it's proven, man. Brian Thomas, he's been balling out this whole season, and I think, like you said, people need to respect his name for sure.
Put some respect on his name.
Yes, sir.
Who's your last player, Will?
My last player is someone that you might not know, but is in your division.
Defensive player?
Defensive player, middle linebacker for the Colts. And his name.
Oh, wait. Ogletree? He's a white dude or no? What's his initial? Tell me his name, fuck it.
His name's Zaire Franklin.
I would have got it.
Yeah, so he's a middle linebacker for the Colts. Did you know the Colts have 3 players in the top 10 for tackle leaders this season?
Zaire Franklin.
But they have 2 other players on the team.
Well, low-key, the worst teams always have the most tackles.
Yeah, but, it's just,
But they're not terrible either, so that is kind of surprising.
Yeah, no. And those guys, just want to shout them out, are E.J. Speed and Nick Cross. I think E.J. Speed actually leads the list, yeah. But those guys, the list always fluctuates. And I just want to say, this puts them in the conversation with guys like Budda Baker, Zach Bond, Kyle Hamilton, and Quay Walker, which are all elite players.
Quay.
So I think these guys, they need to get some respect on their name. But I'm going to talk about Zaire Franklin just himself. He's currently ranked 7 on solo tackles. He has 3 forced fumbles, which is tied at 7 with 14 other guys. He also has 2 interceptions on the year as well.
Really?
So I think this guy, he really leads that Colts defense, even though it's not as elite as everyone talks about. Last year he was ranked 2nd, and the year before that 5th on tackles by himself. So I think he just really gets out there and really gets out and tackles all these guys. He's someone that you could trust to bring someone down,
make him regret it.
Yeah. So I think he's really put himself on a pedestal the last couple of years. And no one has really talked about it. No one doesn't really know who he is. But I think, he really leads that defense, for a defense that doesn't really have a lot of big names.
I'm going to disagree on this one, too. I'm going to say that his stats are inflated because he's in the worst division in the NFL.
The worst division?
We're the worst division, bro. I think we are by far the worst division in the NFL, actually. Is that crazy to say?
Let's take a look real quick.
Because I don't know what the division name is, but the one with the Bucks, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Panthers, at least the Bucks and the Falcons are both good. And I would argue the Bucks are probably, and I'm a Texans fan, I think the Bucks are probably better than us at full strength.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons are probably better than any team in our division other than the Texans.
Actually, yeah, you guys are the worst.
We suck, bro. We are dog shit terrible.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. Tackles and 2 picks, I wouldn't have guessed that. Especially like you said, where they have
3 picks.
3 picks.
Actually, not 2 picks.
2 picks. They got 3 good linebackers. So he's not in every play, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
That does make it impressive. But man, it's so easy to get 3 picks when you're playing against Will Levis, Mac Jones, C.J. Stroud, Mason Rudolph, Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, this guy, I think he's probably the 2nd or 3rd best player on the team, though.
Really? Let's play that game then.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, obviously.
No, I mean on the defense.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I was ready to put him over fucking Anthony Richardson.
Oh yeah, I would definitely put Anthony Richardson over him. Quarterback's a really valuable position.
But on the defense, Kenny Moore.
I mean, you got Kenny Moore and DeForest Buckner. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then I guess that's true.
So
I like what you did though. I like showing love too. The kind of like unsung heroes of the season.
The no-namers, you know.
The no-namers.
The people that no one talks about. And my middle linebacker is a really hard position too.
That is. That might be the hardest position to play. Because you got to be the leader on the field.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you really got to lead these people. You really got to like call in command, you know, the plays. It's really someone that like brings everyone together, and I think he does a really good job at it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Let us know at home. Obviously, you've probably heard of all three of my guys, but comment down below how many of Wilson's guys you've heard of. Let's see if you really know ball. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, follow, but most importantly, Will.
Don't forget to run it, baby.
Run it, boom.